Today we're going to be talking about the cmmg 22 conversion kit for AR-15s and why I think they suck. I know my voice is going to be raspy. I'm a smoker and I don't have a microphone, so just bear with me. So, as I said, cmmg 22 conversion. The reason I think they suck is for multiple reasons, actually. I'm not going to say they suck for training, but they suck for practical purposes. Like, I could probably take any 22 I have out of my collection, shoot better groups than with this fucking thing. As you can see, as I'm fiddling with it, one of these pins seems like it wants to come up and out of place. Oh well. They also have terrible welds, and the design is simple. This reciprocates. See if I can get it to. This reciprocates and hits the back of that. Bullet goes here with the magazine lip, strips the round off into this chamber. Chamber is a regular 22 or 223 like casing. And it actually goes up in here. This acts as a chamber. This gets shoved into your chamber of your AR-15. Then it can fire out of it. And just for comparison's sakes, this is a BCM bolt carrying group, or BCG. And this is probably, in my opinion, the best bolt carrying group you can get for really any use for an AR-15. And I'm sure the guys that went, oh, she's dirty. I'm sure the guys that fucking took these overseas when our government wasn't handing out quality equipment will agree with me. This has saved a lot of people's lives, this bolt carrying group. And it's just an awesome bolt carrying group. It really is. Alright. So comparison's sakes, for length, looks, everything. Let's tell this one has a backing on it. That's because it actually stops. It doesn't reciprocate into the buffer tube or receiver extension, whatever you want to call it. Also doesn't have any teeth for bolt assist, which I personally think is a good thing to have on a rifle. Now let's talk about why it actually sucks and why I think it actually sucks, instead of just telling you about it. I'm sure most people that have clicked on this video have seen this before. Sucks for accuracy. I can get pretty good groups out of this. 3-4 inch groups at 50 yards. It's pretty poor. I've tried many different loads and manufacturers. They're all consistently just meh. And I shoot this out of a 16-inch BCM Mark II upper. So it's not the upper. I guarantee you that. I've shot probably, 4,000 or 5,000 rounds out of this fucking thing. And probably every 6th, 7th shot, if it doesn't jam, I have a double feed. Then I have to take out my mag, reset it all. So reliability is not there for me. I should also mention this is the Gen 3 or Gen 4 version of this. It has the newer magazines instead of the older ones. I wish I had some of the older magazines. The older cmmg kits, they run great. One of my friends has one, probably shot 30,000 rounds out of it. He has it in a, not a proprietary upper, but he just uses it. I think it's a aerospace upper. But yeah, these magazines also have a lot of wobble and a mag well too. It'll sit there and wobble back and forth. I think that's actually the reason I get a lot of double feeds with this kit. Could be, could not be. I don't know. I haven't really tried. I saw a dude put tape around this part where it actually locks into place, around the sides, and it's supposed to minimize the wobble. I'll try that because I'm planning to do three parts to this video. This is the first part, explain why I think it sucks. Second part will be me shooting it, showing you it sucks. Then the third one will be hopefully trying to make improvements. Like I just mentioned, the tape and a few other things. To try to get this thing to cycle more. Another problem I was having, I know, is poor, whatever. I'm not rich. Tell by the video quality, right? This is a Strike Industries ambidextrous handle, latchless charging handle. This works really well for me. I'm a left-handed shooter. Well, I'm actually ambidextrous, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I love this charging handle. And no, I'm not monetized, so the cussing really isn't gonna affect me. Sorry if you don't like it, I guess. You can tell that I've used this quite extensively. Yeah, you know, I don't clean my guns a whole lot. A little bit here and there when it needs to be. I don't clean the barrels. That's for a whole nother topic, though. So, reliability, accuracy sucks. Kind of looks stupid, too. So, practical use for me, not there. Training use. Okay, it is going to be significant. It's going to be a lot cheaper to shoot 22 out of your upper or your rifle than it will be for 5.56. This is just some green tip, some Winchester green tip, good old 5.56. This is probably, I'm not going to say it's the cheapest round you can get, but it's probably the best round you can get for your money. And they price about, I think it's 40 cents a round, and 22 is like, I don't know, 12 cents, 10 cents a round. So the savings is going to be there. So, training. Is it good for it? I don't think so. Besides the cost factor, which this doesn't cost a whole lot. I think I got this in the magazines for $156 on sale from PSA. You know, so I can't hate on it too much. It's cheaper than most higher end parts. It's definitely a lot cheaper than to convert your own magazines in a bolt and everything else. Try to make a proprietary 22 AR-15. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Now, the spring kind of leaves a little bit to be desired. As a regular old cottering pin, kind of keep it all together, which is fine because actually the BM or BCM also has the same cottering pin. So I don't think that's the problem. What I think the problem is that there's a thing called a Bore Buddy kit. I'm supposed to buy that. It's basically goes back here and it's supposed to add weight or some bullshit to activate the trigger mechanism on the ARs. Basically just pushes it back in this slot, goes forward, slams this, hits the firing pin just like regular AR-15 bolt or AR-10, whatever you want to say. This is an AR-15, but yeah, I know I'm kind of rambling on here, but I'm trying to get my point across in the stupidest way possible on YouTube. So, practical purposes? No. Training? Yeah, it's cheaper, but like I said, it's not reliable. So, me stripping out the magazine, putting in a new magazine, racking the bolt, making sure it's all not fucked up. I guess there's some practical purpose in training for not misfires, but jams and double feeds and stuff like that. That's really practical. But as you can see, there's no There's no teeth on this for the forward assist. And this thing likes to back out just ever so slightly. And then I have to physically break open my gun, push it forward to where it actually will lock into place. And it makes it a little bit more reliable, but not by much. So I think that's also a big thing. Also, no bolt assist hold open or bolt lock, however you want to say it. It does not work for this, and I've tried 3 different ones on 3 different guns. Does not work with the bolt assist, catch, whatever you want to call it. Does not work. Will not work. Not for me, at least. I've seen people say that it does. Doesn't with any case I've ever tried. Now, the fit and finish on this thing really isn't that bad. You can tell they took some time really machining it really well. And after the 3,000, 5,000-ish rounds, however many rounds I've put through this thing, it's really not in bad condition. There's nothing to be concerned about. There are some ugly welds on it, in my opinion, but I'm not a professional welder either, so I'm sure that's not a easy thing to do. Catch on to weld this together. Probably not easy. So training, practical purpose, really sucks. Let's go on to the fun portion. This is really fun to shoot. Okay, it's just fun to shoot 22 out of an AR-15. Whatever your thoughts are on that. I don't really know you personally, but I definitely like shooting 22 out of my AR-15. Even though I have 5 to 6 other 22 rifles, this is still fun. It's fun to throw in a range bag and bring with you, take a few mags and load them up. And it's good for my nephew too, and for kids that don't, well, I know it's going to be a little silly saying that this has a lot of recoil, but 22 definitely has significantly less recoil than 5.56, 223, and for newer shooters, it can be really helpful. Let's go on to the weight. The weight's actually heavier on this cmmg bolt carrying group than it is on a regular bolt carrying group for any AR-15. That's fun. And I'm going to take a minute here. I'm going to fire me up a cancer stick. Because there ain't no better tabletop review than someone getting cancer while reviewing something. Yes, I smoke my cigarettes unfiltered. Like a man. So, I think I pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover for the most part. Reliability is not there. Practical training purposes is not there. Fun? It is fun to shoot. So, I don't understand why there's such a hype behind these things. I really don't. Another $100, I could buy a regular M&P, or I think Timney or Tipman just came out with their new proprietary 22 rifles that'll run a lot better than this. In fact, I have a Marlin 60 that's from the 60s, and it runs a lot better than this does. So why should you buy one of those? I really don't have a reason besides it's fun. It's kind of a cool conversation piece too. People that don't normally shoot guns think it's pretty cool that I could change out this bolt carrying group and shoot 22. Just switch them out. A lot of people don't know the reason why that is either. It's actually because 22 long rifle has the same diameter, for the most part, as regular 223 5.56 ammo. This is actually a 22 caliber bullet. I'm sure quite a few people on here is going to know that. Some might not, so I mentioned it. And that's pretty much my thoughts on these. They kind of suck. Do I regret buying it? Not really. I've spent worse money on worse things. I.e., this $15 charging handle. Oh, that's the reason I brought up the charging handle. Is actually because the charging handle, I think, is actually causing a stoppage in it. Because I don't have my upper out here. But, it doesn't really make sense either because the bolt itself doesn't reciprocate. This does. But these latches, even though it says it's a latchless charging handle, these little springs in here like to cause just enough friction in the upper that it likes to stop when I charge it. So that might be one reason, and that would make sense if I was just sitting there doing one shot. But after you engage it and it's locked into place, it should reciprocate just fine and not cause double feeds. I'm telling you, this thing is a double feeding machine. Every five to six shots, same thing, double feed, double feed, double feed. I got so good at clearing double feeds, I don't think I'll ever be slow at it again with a regular AR. So part 2, I think I already explained it. But the next part of this video is going to be me shooting it and showing you what I'm talking about. I'll do some group testings with 4 or 5 different manufacturers of ammo. I have a lot of 22 ammo. Good ammo too. Some cheap ammo. And I'll show you the reliability in it. And hopefully we'll be able to remedy that with the Bore Buddy kit that I was talking about. Maybe some tape over this magazine. Maybe it'll alleviate the rocking back and forth and side to side. Maybe it'll be sturdy enough to where it can actually come in and strip off a round without it being all wonky. Maybe that'll help. I don't think so, though. And again, everyone on the internet says these things are the best of the best, blah, blah, blah. Well, so far for what the internet says, not a whole lot seems to be truthful. I kind of go by what I think and what I can actually prove. And what I think is that this thing is garbage. And how can I prove that? Well, I'm going to show you in the next video about this. But right now, you just gotta trust my opinion. I wouldn't buy one of these. Unless you just want it for fun, practical use, training purposes, not there. I shot at a squirrel with this thing after just zeroing the rifle. I don't know, 70 yards? Missed it by fucking 3 feet. And that's not on me. I'm a good shot. You'll just have to believe me. So yeah, accuracy, practical training, not there. Wouldn't trust my life to it at all. For what purpose would you use a 22? For defense or anything? No. People do weird things. Like, say these are good. They're not good. They just aren't. And I'm going to... Well, that's something we could do. So I could bore you guys some more. We'll compare the magazines. You can see there's pretty much the same length. Some degree. This is actually longer. The 22 mag is actually longer than regular AR-15 PMags. This is a PMag 30 round Gen 2 or whatever you want to call it. Basically, the older magazines, in my opinion, are way better. These look cooler, but the other magazines were way better. So, yeah. Pretty much just a magazine with some feed lips in it designed to hold 22. I actually think the magazines are a good reason why I can't get this thing to function properly. Because it sits there and rocks and blah blah blah. I already said it. So I'm going to leave you guys off. Look up what Nati Libertas means. I think I want it to be the new slogan of the channel. And from what I can tell, it means born of freedom in Latin, or born free, however it is you want to say it. And I think that's a really cool phrase. Whatever you want to call it, lingo, I don't know. And I have big plans for this channel. I want to turn it into a brand everyone can recognize. Not just for guns, even though I do love guns. I love motors too. I love cars. Love them. I have a truck. It's in the shop right now. And I can't wait to get it out of the shop and do a video on it. Because I've been building that truck for a better part of 10 years. And I'm just so excited. And if you go to my shorts, there's a shorts feed of it. It's the orange truck. Pretty much that's the only thing up on my video channel right now is shorts. Yeah. Just a quick video of my opinion on the cmmg bulk carrying group. I guess I'll sign off and talk to you guys later. Refer me to some of your friends. You know, if you want to see some dude in his garage and some dude just shooting guns off on his off time, that's where you're at. And just kind of doing stupid, goofy things. Because I like to have fun. I like to party. So, any more talking. Bye-bye. I don't know how to sign off. I guess this is the outro. Goodbye.